Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and I'm Bob, and that's Bob, and we are so glad that you've come back to join us for another episode. And this week we're talking about building meaningful relationships. So today we're diving deep into the art of forging connections that truly matter, whether it's with friends, family, or romantic partners. Creating meaningful relationships is essential for our happiness and well-being. So grab your headphones, settle in, and let's explore the keys to cultivating these important bonds. To kick things off, let's talk about the foundation of any meaningful relationship: communication. I would say good looks. Hold on, Bob. Yeah, I've got nice feet, as in they're not stinky. You want another guess? Yeah, I'd say someone with a job. Yeah, okay, Bob, obviously this is important to you, but you might want to aim higher. How about effective communication? Yeah, I was going to say that next, yeah. This is like the glue that holds relationships together. It involves not just speaking, but also listening attentively and caringly. Oh, sounds complicated. Well, that may be, but because have you experienced that in a relationship? Oh, yeah, good point, yeah. When we truly listen to others, we validate their feelings and experiences, fostering trust and understanding. That's the stuff that dreams are made of. Do you dream of this, Bob? Sometimes, and well, today I learned that ostriches often walk around and then they forget where they are going. Oh, okay. Yeah, and I also learned that my spirit animal may be ostrich. Cool, thanks for that, Bob. Yeah, okay. Imagine sitting down with a friend over coffee. Each of you sharing stories. Yeah, your thoughts and your dreams. That back and forth exchange is the heartbeat of a meaningful connection. What are you doing, Bob? I'm imagining. Oh, okay, great. But remember, communication isn't just about words. It's also those non-verbal cues like eye contact, facial expressions and body language. It is something I have to mindfully practice if I know my friend needs to be heard. This is not the time to be checking your emails for the 45th time. 45th time? Me? Yeah, well, apparently that is the daily average for most people to check their emails. Apparently it's 45 times a day, and that's only an average. Fair slap of the save, really. Truly, Bob. Yeah, okay, so that's it then? Are you in a rush or something? Got a date? Got somewhere to go? No, Bob, there's a bit to building meaningful relationships. The old rules didn't work, and so more thought has to go into being available emotionally and showing who you really are. Well, blazes, that sounds just a little bit risky. Bottom line, the world is changing. People are changing, in particular women. Everyone is expecting more bang for their buck in the relationship and friendship stakes. So they should. The old rules that didn't really turn out very many successful relationships, didn't really turn out a lot of kids that are having successful relationships. So a lot of women are asking the questions now like, do I really need to be in a relationship? And many are happily not. And that's just how it is, because women can do. And it's quite interesting. It's a real big hot topic at the moment. And most of us are standing back going, yep, totally get it. Yep, for sure. So now let's shift our focus to another crucial element of meaningful relationships, and that's vulnerability. Opening up and showing our true selves can be scary, but it's also incredibly powerful. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with others, we create space for deeper intimacy and connection. Of course, this is with someone you can see, you can trust, and as someone who is kind enough to really like you just for who you are. Warts and all? Yep. Warts and all, Bob. I see the relationship my daughter has with her husband, and his love for her has assisted her in her life, gave her confirmation of what she already knew, but has deepened her self-respect, her self-worth and self-love, and the same for him from her. It's lovely to see this play out in life instead of movies or wondering if good, strong relationships actually exist, as opposed to people playing a role while out in public and then there's someone else, behind closed doors. Well, there's a lot of that out there. Yes, there is, Bob. But by the same token, realising you're not ready for a relationship can be a pivotal moment in your life. Maybe it's something you want, but right now you've got, lawns to mow. Lawns? Well, yeah, we do. Thoughts to think, time for you. Maybe you've not long come out of a long relationship. Maybe you're giving yourself a breather. Maybe you recognise you're the problem. Whatever that means to you. Either way, it's smart to get things going along in your own lane with an understanding truly of yourself.
I think I know myself, and then I surprise myself and have to admit that I don't know what I was thinking.
Very honest of you, Bob. Those are the moments to have a think, write it out, get to know you a bit better, because we change and we grow, and the old rules, the old ways, most often just don't apply anymore. It's kind of exciting.
It just screams growth, doesn't it?
Well, it does, Bob, and that is very cool.
I was having to create a new password the other day.
Oh, don't envy that.
Yeah, at least 8 characters, upper and lowercase, a letter, a symbol, or a number.
A hieroglyph.
Yeah, haiku.
A musical note.
The feather of a hawk and the drop of unicorn blood.
I think the unicorn blood bank is closed too. Yeah, it's got a bit mind-boggling, hasn't it, Bob?
Thank you for not thinking I'm weird. I mean, we both know I'm weird, but you accept it and that makes me happy.
Bob, none of us have any business judging. You're you, and that's cool to me. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hashtag building meaningful relationships. A moment of self-awareness that demands introspection and honesty. It's a recognition that your heart may not be in sync with your circumstances, that your emotional landscape isn't quite ready to accommodate the shared space of companionship. It's a humbling acknowledgement of your own limitations. You're not really ready. A gentle tap on the shoulder from your inner compass, guiding you towards a path of self-discovery and growth. And when we give ourselves that, then we really realise the weight of those words. Otherwise, it just sounds a bit poetic. Or,
don't really know what that means.
Well, that's right. Until you go through it, you go, oh, yeah, that's true. It's not an easy realisation to come to terms with in a world where romantic narratives often glorify the idea of finding the one, or experiencing a love that conquers all. Admitting that you're not ready for such a journey can feel like a deviation from the norm.
And we won't have any of that deviating from the norm.
I say let's have plenty of deviation.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. Society's expectations may press upon you, and we have discussed this on other episodes before. It does boil down to being
true to yourself.
Precisely. Society can urge you to seek out love as if it's the ultimate measure of happiness and fulfillment. But the truth is, readiness for a relationship isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. It's deeply personal and subjective, varying from person to person and often dependent on individual circumstances and experiences.
Yeah, to all of that.
That's right, Bob. That's right. There are many reasons why someone might recognise their unreadiness for a relationship. Perhaps they're still healing from a past relationship, carrying the weight of unresolved emotional baggage that needs time and attention to unpack, and it does. We really got to find out why we, didn't see the red flags, or what we already knew but we chose not to look at. Sometimes we're in a transitional phase of life, grappling with uncertainty, about our career, identity, or our personal goals, or perhaps we simply just haven't discovered the depths of ourselves, still exploring our own souls and learning to love and just accept ourselves fully. Because sometimes we can get really busy with doing other things or being with other people, and we never really look at what's going on within ourselves. So whatever the reason, acknowledging your unreadiness for a relationship is an act of courage and respect.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, Horatio.
It's a decision to prioritise your own well-being and growth rather than succumbing to external pressures or societal expectations. It's a commitment to honouring your own truth, even if it means deviating from the conventional path.
Take such conviction, I respect it.
Me too, Bob, very, very much. But recognising your unreadiness for a relationship doesn't mean shutting yourself off from love entirely. It's an invitation to cultivate a different kind of relationship.
With yourself?
Yes, absolutely. There's also a chance to redefine what love means to you.
Oh.
And how many people mindfully do that?
I don't know.
A lot. Love isn't solely confined to romantic partnerships. It permeates every aspect of our lives, manifests in friendships, pets, familial bonds, and connections with the world around us. And by embracing these other forms of love, we can cultivate a sense of fulfillment and belonging that actually transcends the confines of romantic relationships. And when the time is right, when you've grown, you've healed, and you've discovered more about you than you ever thought possible, you may find that you're ready to embark on a journey of real love. But this time you'll approach it with, say, a deeper sense of self-awareness, yes, authenticity and readiness, knowing that you've laid the foundation for a relationship that honours both of you.
Well, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that a lot.
Well, I think it's a worthwhile thing to do. Picture this, you're sharing your fears, your insecurities and your dreams with someone you trust completely. And in those moments of vulnerability, you're not just sharing information, you're inviting the other person into your inner world, strengthening the bond between you.
Oh, I like that.
See, it's not so scary, Bob. And they give you a perspective you've never heard before. And I find that so exciting and soothing in one foul swoop. It's so good. Of course, no discussion about meaningful relationships would be complete without addressing the importance of mutual respect and support. In healthy relationships, both parties lift each other up, offering encouragement and understanding and support through life's ups and downs. Think about a time when a loved one stood by you during a difficult moment, offering a shoulder to lean on. That sense of solidarity. Oh, I can feel the sneeze coming on. Oh, bless me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Whew. It's knowing that no matter what, you have someone in your corner cheering you on every step of the way. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
But I tell you, Bob, I'll tell you who didn't build a meaningful relationship with their wife, and that would be Albert Einstein.
Really?
After a decade of marriage, a renowned scientist, Albert Einstein, wrote a cruel list of conditions for his first wife, brilliant physicist Mileva Maric. Towards the end of their deteriorating relationship, many believed that she, Mileva, significantly contributed to Einstein's work, changing discoveries, only to be denied credit later on. At the end of their degree program in 1900, Mileva posted higher grades than Einstein. Their letters and numerous testimonies presented in the books that Albert dedicated to her provide substantial evidence on how they collaborated from the time they met in 1896 up to their separation in 1914. Godfathers! We will never know all of the details, but nobody made it clearer than Albert Einstein himself that they collaborated on special relativity when he wrote to Mileva on 27th of March 1901, "How happy and proud I will be when the two of us together will have brought our work on relative motion to a victorious conclusion." There was a relationship that started out with so much meaning, but much got in the way. One, Mileva was female and was brilliant. Obviously, so much more to the story, but I wanted to mention Mileva Maric.
Oh, there would be so many more.
Oh, there are, Bob. Picasso almost ended Dora Maar's career, convincing her when they were a couple to quit photography because he was intimidated by her talent. There is a long list of artists suppressed by the petty hacks of European modernist movements and a longer list of female innovators erased from public memory.
That's a real dilemma, isn't it?
Yep. But everything is changing and in a good way. We women are forging ahead regardless. And when I came across these delicious facts, I want to just give mention and high praise. Leonora Carrington and Dorothea Tanning met similar resistance. Andre Breton and Dali, both also misogynistic megalomaniacs who vanguarded surrealism from women. Harry Miller writing to Anne Nin that her stories were garbage and should be disregarded, only for her to discover that whole sections were copied word for word.
Ordinary bloke.
In his novels years later, all while she financed his existence. Francois Gillett finally gets an exhibition after this hack successfully ruined her chances of success as an artist while she lived, and her name is still omitted.
You're joking.
Well, we're mentioning her today, Francois Gillott and all the other fantastically talented women. Yeah, that's right. And the most important relationship of them all, normalising, building meaningful relationships with ourselves. Where do I even begin to honour the most profound relationship of all? Picture this, me, myself and I, strolling hand in hand through the tumultuous journey of life, occasionally skipping, sometimes stumbling, but always together. Oh, the conversations we've had, deep, insightful discussions about the meaning of life, the universe, and why pizza is the ultimate comfort food. And let's not forget those late night pep talks in front of the mirror where I've managed to convince myself that I am indeed the superhero of my own story. Cape optional.
I thought you like capes.
Oh, more a long cloak kind of girl. Sure, there have been disagreements. Who else would challenge my life choices with such unwavering determination? But in the end, we always come to a consensus, usually after a few rounds of rock, paper, scissors. We've shared countless adventures, from daring solo travels to the wilds of the grocery store to epic Netflix marathons that would make even the most seasoned couch potato proud. And through it all, I've never once been stood up or ghosted by the most reliable companion I know. So here's to you, to me, dear self, for being the best partner in crime a person could ask for. May our bond continue to grow stronger with each passing day, and may we never forget to celebrate the most important relationship of all, self-love, with a side of laughter and a sprinkle of absurdity. I'd say cheer to us. Yeah.
Okay then.
Maybe we could think about having a self-care crudo. Yes.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And what would it be about, Bob?
Like a self-care mission statement of fish and chips on Fridays.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
With sauce.
Whatever you want, Bob.
Good.
Self-care crudo sounds a fancy term for taking care of yourself in an unfiltered way. It could mean embracing self-care practices that are simple, honest, and meaningful to you, and all the while really getting really true to yourself, because you know the saying, be true to yourself. But how many of us are? You know, we say these flippant sayings, but this is the thing that I would love to see more of. Like, we all have shitty days, and the trick is not, to get hard from them, to maintain softness. Think of it as stripping away the layers of others' poor behaviours and getting back to basics and caring for your well-being. This is really hitting home for me right now. Like, you get to points in your life when you look over and you look back about how people have treated you, and now they wouldn't have a shit show of getting away with it now. But it's the, as I say, stripping away the layers of others' poor behaviours and getting back to basics and caring for your well-being. We can think that armour we have will stop us from feeling pain again when we are just stopping the good stuff too. I think it might be in some cases time to give ourselves permission to perhaps feel again. Now that's a huge one. Oh yeah, absolutely it is. And an important one. Softness is strength because it allows for deep understanding and connections, because if you're not speaking it, you're storing it, and that can get heavy.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. Whether it's indulging in a nourishing meal, spending time in nature, taking yourself to the movies, practicing mindfulness, self-care crudo is all about authenticity and doing what truly nourishes your mind, body and soul.
And to maintain the crudo means you're getting proper serious about your own well-being.
That's right, Bob.
So where do I sign?
So, building meaningful relationships are most definitely going to happen as long as you have and are maintaining a meaningful relationship with yourself. And how, I hear you ask, but how? I asked my friends as well as random folk in a pop quiz about this subject. Loads of things resulted, quite a few were repeated, and I'll list some, and some will resonate obviously more than others, and maybe all of them will. Always trust those gut feelings. Be true to yourself. That quiet inner voice speaks the truth. Be yourself every day. Love all, trust but a few.
What did the traffic light say to the man in the car? Don't look, I'm changing.
Good one, Bob. Keep your expectations low of everyone. This one is invaluable. That way you'll hardly be disappointed, but you must have high expectations of yourself. Genuinely Take care of yourself. Don't put it off. Oh, yeah, well, I'll get to that. Oh, well, I can't add that to my schedule right now. Like what? Put moisturiser on. Get real. Learn if you aren't or not. Learn to love yourself as you would a dear friend. Live life to please yourself. The rest just follows. Just don't out yourself last. Don't put yourself there last. Never pays off. Be proud of yourself. Have good intentions. Be kind to yourself. Cut yourself breaks, please. Don't worry about what others think. Be financially independent. Listen first, then speak. Kindness and being humble. Laugh often. Be careful from whom you ask and take advice from. Never, ever give up. Set and keep boundaries. The one that was repeated the most was trust your instinct, your gut. That one by far was the most common comment that people made in regard to building a meaningful relationship with yourself. So that just confirms for the 14th, millionth time, trust what you feel and consider not diving into whatever you have an uneasy feeling about.
Hey, what do you call a fly with no wings? A walk.
Yeah, it's good, Bob. Now, as we wrap up today's episode,
Really?
yes, I want to leave you with this thought. Meaningful relationships are not built overnight. They require time, effort, and a willingness to be vulnerable. But the rewards, deep connections, unconditional support, and a sense of belonging are more than worth it. I love that I can offer that to myself. I love it when I see other people offering it to themselves, clearly giving it to themselves. Thanks all for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Jar of Marbles, featuring this week's subject, building meaningful relationships, cherishing the connections that make life truly meaningful.
So it really is goodbye, isn't it?
It is, Bob. I'll see you next week.
Okay then. Hey, but did you hear about the new movie called Constipation?
No?
That's because it hasn't come out yet.
Okay then. Say good day to the family for me. Give the giraffe a stretch and we'll see you next time, okay?
All right then, bye.
Okay, bye.